I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and as we level up to a more expansive state of being, as we start to level up in our human potential and our expression of the great gifts that are within us, that doesn't necessarily mean we will be free from suffering. Suffering is a staple of this reality, this 3D reality that we're participating in. But as we level up, we start to build a toolbox that helps us diminish the power of suffering on us. Now, I find most suffering is rooted in resistance to the present, resistance to what is right now. And it could look like obsessive thoughts. It could look like wishing something was different than it is and not being able to let go, not being able to release the obsession. So again, kind of going back to obsessive thoughts which produce an anxiety in the body, the desire to solve a problem that one needs resolution to, but the solution is beyond the grasp of our mind. It's beyond the grasp of our ego. It doesn't necessarily mean the problem is going to work out in some way, shape, or form, but our minds, our egos can't find the solution at the moment. So mulling over it creates this anxious state, this obsessive anxious state. And we may know that letting go, that we need to let go of this to be able to be present. We may theoretically know that, we may know that in the mind, but we're not able to do that. And by forcing ourselves, trying to say, I need to let go of this, we create more resistance. Hence, we create more suffering, more obsession, more of the thought. So, one of the tools, again, of expansion is breathing. Being aware of our breath. And another tool is observation of our thoughts and observations of what those thoughts feel like in our bodies. If we have an obsessive thought, where do we feel tension in the body? And what I've found, a little Shadow Teacher 33 trick, when I start to get in a place where I have an obsessive thought or a problem, I breathe into it. I don't breathe it away, I breathe into it. I acknowledge it's there, and I simply breathe into it, and I allow it. I allow the feeling in my body, and then I take a deep breath, and I move that breath with intention. Say the tension is in my chest. That's where I direct my breath to, and I allow it. And I say to myself, it's okay. I give myself permission to feel and to think whatever's going through my mind at that moment and feel what's in my body, and I simply breathe into it. And I found by doing this, by breathing into it, by breathing into the awareness of it and allowing it, it takes away the tension, takes away the sting. And it starts to shift from this place of obsession, a place of resistance, to a place of acceptance. Accepting, hey, I don't have the answer for this thing that I'm trying to figure out right now. And that's okay. The answer is going to come. And I can be here now in this present moment. The breath brings me back into the present moment. Brings me back into my body just by being aware of the tension and the breathing. And the next thing you know, you might start to notice birds singing in the background. You might start to notice subtle sounds in your environment. Next thing you know, you're out of your mind and you're back here in the present. Problem's still there, but the obsession, the mind-generated suffering is not what it used to be. So one of my tools that I use, that I found effectiveness in, is, again, observing, acknowledging the thought, feeling the thought in the body, feeling the tension in the body, taking some deep breaths and breathing into it, breathing in and allowing, breathing in, accepting, allowing, and breathing into it, and eventually breathing through it. So that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. Be strong, be well, my friends, and I will see you on the other side.